I can't believe it's almost been a year. My baby Leo's first birthday is about a month away, and I started planning his birthday. Didn't want to do anything big or crazy since it's, his first birthday. He's not gonna remember. It's mainly for us. Well, I started looking into planning everything, and my gosh, is it expensive. I'm talking about a balloon garland with a background that's like $1,200 minimum. I could not believe how outrageous the prices were, especially because I made my own garland a few months back. Here's how that went if you haven't seen the video, but it's pretty simple to do. The balloons, I would say, cost less than $100. And I ain't bashing what people are charging, trying to make a business, make a living. It takes time to do and set up. But I couldn't bear the thought of paying someone that much money when I know that I can do it myself and I can customize it how I like, and it comes from the heart, for my little baby. And thus this idea blossomed of creating a little mini series of me DIYing everything for my baby's first birthday. Call me crazy. But I thought it would be really fun to both do and make things, and also make a little video documenting everything that I'm doing, just in case you out there want to DIY anything for your baby's first birthday or second or third or any party, because it's very expensive. So the videos aren't going to be tutorials. They're more of just like a documentation of my creative process and my thoughts as I'm actually creating this. So we got a month till Leo's party, and we're going to start with the biggest thing that I was most worried about, and that is the backdrop for the party. Now, before we get into it, we needed a theme for the birthday, and I was thinking we can do wild one, jungle themed, lion themed, because Leo, lion, wasn't really feeling it. And then I had the idea to do a one-up birthday until I started planning the decor and realized there's not a lot of mushroom decor out there. So that's why we landed on one happy dude. Now, it can't get any easier or cuter than smiley faces.
So I got myself 2 pieces of 4x8 feet plywood and went ahead, measured it out, and started creating the arch. Now I knew I wanted them to be 2 separate heights. One was going to be 7 feet and the other was going to be 6. And one of them was going to be a super cute rainbow-ish arch that had different colors and hues of yellow. And then the other one was just going to be a simple background with smiley faces all over it. So once I had the arch sketched out, I knew there was one person I had to call. And that was my brother, because he has a ton of woodworking equipment and he knows a lot more about woodwork than me or my husband. So we called him over and he was nice enough to help us create these arches. And since I already had one of the arches drawn out, we just took the jigsaw and cut into the board. And once we had that cut, it was time to get sanding. And literally when we were sanding this in our backyard, we just seemed like a bunch of busy bees, especially with the sander. It was like a full-on workshop just unfolded in our backyard, and it was so much fun to do this, especially outdoors, which normally I don't work out here, but it was so nice to be surrounded by nature, the trees, all of the birds chirping. It was seriously a vibe, and I don't remember having this much fun ever working on a project. Probably because my brother had the correct tools to make our lives easier. I was literally planning on just doing all of this either on our fireplace or on our little couch like frame, but my back would definitely be hurting. So really glad that my brother brought over these little portable table thingies. Don't even know what they're called. And once we had the bigger arch fully sanded, we realized that it was looking a little jagged on the arch. So my brother had this really nifty trick that you can create an arch with a measuring tape. So you just find the center and you put a nail right on the center, and the measuring tape has this little lip where you can put the nail in and you can turn it so it stays still. There's just too many variables with the string method. You can like turn your pencil a little more and it just doesn't create a really good arch. So this method was 100% better. We recut the arch and created another arch for the rainbow one to make it look consistent. And I actually was able to get my hands on the saw, which was so fun to do. I've only used a jigsaw a couple times, never for a project this big. I've always kind of just been a little scared to use saws just because I know they're very dangerous and accidents can happen. But I was just feeling really comfortable having both my husband and my brother there who is experienced in woodwork, and just kind of having them guide me along the way, making sure everything's clamped down and safe. And I must say it was so satisfying to cut this piece of wood. And when we were in our backyard just working on these wood pieces, I couldn't help but think about school and how I really wish I would have taken like a woodworking class. It was just so much fun to get hands-on with something like this. And I think that just goes with creating in general. You know, I do sometimes a lot of digital work, but there's nothing like getting your hands in there and just making and creating something with your hands. As an artist, it just kind of completes something in your soul to know that these two hands that you can look down at, that you've created something so amazing with them. And to be able to work with both my brother and my husband on this project, for Leo, you know, my baby, you know, my brother's nephew. There was just something so special about it that, you know, we all came together to create this backdrop for his birthday. And I seriously cannot wait to see it all come together, to take photos and see all the beautiful pictures that everyone gets with this backdrop. So once we had the two arches complete, now we had to figure out how to safely and securely make them stand, which was a task. I was pretty nervous about this, and I am just really grateful that both my brother and Mario were there so we can figure it out together. I had a YouTube video that I was referencing, but I honestly didn't know how I was gonna pull it off and was just gonna kind of go with it. But we cut up some pieces to go along the sides of the back and ended up screwing those into the panel. Then we had some hinges and some triangle pieces that we attached together so that they kind of fold out and the legs fold out. So my brother was able to help us with one of them, and the next day hubby and I were back at it again, and we did it ourselves on the arch. I think this is one of the first times that only me and my hubby have worked on a project like this, so it was really fun to just work together and create this for our baby. We used some clamps and wood glue, and then we actually had to make sure that it stood correctly and was secure. This was a big moment for us, and we're going to actually weigh this down with some sandbags to make sure that it doesn't tip forward, but it seemed pretty secure and we were both really happy with it. Once those pieces were cut, I went in with a little bit of white vinegar and gave them both a really good wipe down after they were completely sanded to get rid of any of the sawdust. And then I also went in with a primer that is supposed to stop mold from growing. So I'm actually planning on using these two arches in Leo's playroom. We decided to turn our guest room into a playroom for him because it doesn't get used. So these will be added as decor after the party. And then we can use them, you know, for another party if we want to and kind of switch them up. So this is why I'm investing a lot of time into this, just because we can use them for other things and repurpose them. So once I have that primer on, we are ready to paint. Now we had to do a little prepping before the painting, and I made sure to measure everything out to have straight lines. I used some painter's tape to tape it off and to press it down with a lot of pressure to make sure my lines are nice and clean. And then I just used some indoor paint that we had from when I gave my art studio a makeover and started painting. Painting a piece is always my favorite part of the project. I feel like it's just, you know, it gives it life. There's just so much prep work that needs to go into a piece before you could actually start painting on it. So I do appreciate the process, but this is definitely my favorite part of it. And since this is a little more like precise work with the lines, it does make me a little bit nervous every time I need to paint a straight line. So I kind of just hold my breath and hope for the best. And if I create a mistake, I know that I can always go back with another color of paint and fix it. But I think it's really healthy to just push yourself, even though something makes you nervous and you're not comfortable with it and you don't do it all the time. It's good to push yourself to get you out of your comfort zone, to get you through those nerves, and then you just gain so much confidence after creating something. Now I did 2 coats of paint for every color, and now it's just to see how straight my lines came out by taking off the tape. Everything looks good, so satisfying. I am really happy with how this came out. I do wish that I would have had a little more variation in the middle yellow and the outer yellow, because it kind of like messes with your eyes and blurs together. But I think it will photograph really nicely, and definitely up against the other white panel, I think it'll look really nice. So for the other panel, again, nothing too crazy. Just went in with 2 coats of primer and then painted the whole thing white. And for the smiley faces, I decided to not paint those on and get use out of my crickets. So we went in and used the same smiley face that we used for Leo's invite, which I will share with you in a later video. And I scaled them up to be the size that I wanted. I used yellow vinyl and just printed out, I think it was 9 smiley faces on the cricket. And I feel like this is just gonna make my life so much easier because I don't have to create a stencil and do painting anymore. I can just hopefully easily adhese these to the panel. We'll see, fingers crossed, you never know. So now that all of them are printed, let's take it outside and peel this off. And since I only want the outline of the smiley face, I'm just going to save the inside of the smiley face for something else. I'm not really entirely too sure what that's going to be for, but I'm sure I can find something. And now for the first smiley face, I am a little bit nervous and hoping that it doesn't peel off any paint with the transfer paper. And we have a nice, clean smiley face. I'm feeling pretty happy right now. So I really liked this method of using the vinyl for the smiley faces, not only because I didn't have to paint straight lines, but each smiley face is exactly the same, and the placement. I was able to place the transfer paper onto the panel and I could move it around if I didn't like the placement. And when I was placing the smiley faces, I was trying to keep in mind that Leo is probably going to be sitting right in front of this backdrop. So I wanted to leave a little bit of space in the center where his high chair is going to be and where his head is going to be, because I didn't want any smiley faces like sticking out weirdly from the back of his head. Didn't want any intersection going there in the background. So that's why I kind of avoided the smiley faces in the center. I like the way the placement came out, and I think it's gonna come across really nicely on photos. And that is the other arch that will be butted up against the rainbow arch. There's gonna be balloons all around this, so I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's all put together.
Now, I'm not gonna show the full entire setup until the very end of the series to be a kind of big reveal, but we have a lot of other projects that I'm working on and the clock's a ticking. So come along with me. I hope you're excited for this creative process. Leave a like and a comment if you are, and also check out all of the short form content that I'm gonna be creating for this because, you know, it's a lot of work. Am I in over my head? When am I not?